We have these and more stories coming your way in the next 20 minutes. If you stay with us, the bulletin is also live on DSTV channel 279. We're also on Facebook at TV3 Ghana, where you can get the opportunity to join us with your thoughts and comments. We begin from here. The Interior Minister Henry Quartey has warned Ghanaians against election violence before, during and after the December 7 polls. Addressing registrants during a tour of the Electoral Commission at the head office where the registration was ongoing, he maintained that law officers are ready to deal with anyone caught perpetrating violence.
MPP Ghana for betua my na emom se ban se Ghana for si omuntu maya ye beba omodrin near the power no ama nipo be wini boko ne eko.
It is our wish that the NPP retains power, but if it happens that any other political party wins, we will gladly hand over.
But I can assure you that on the day of elections, anybody who misbehaves, by the grace of God, the law will take its course. And see, Mr. Rebel said there, but Ghana Mai, as your Minister of the Interior, I want to thank you very much for the professionalism you have attached to your work so far. And I pray that inshallah, same will continue for the transfer, the exhibition, and then on the day of the elections.
Still on your election command center, the Electoral Commission says it will take into account feedback from the political parties on the just-ended voter registration exercise. Speaking at an inter-party advisory committee meeting, Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah, assured the parties that future exercises would be incident-free.
Strict security at the old Electoral Commission headquarters in Accra, the crunch meeting between the EC, the Inter-Party Advisory Committee, IPAC, and some civil society organizations provided updates on the 2024 voters registration exercise, transfer of votes, proxy voting, and compilation of special voters register, among others.
We reviewed the limited voter registration exercise. Very objective review, looking at the network challenges that were faced. The assurance has been given that at the next IPAC meeting, the IT technicians, together with the network provider, will come and first make a presentation and then answer the outstanding questions that we have.
We had very successful discussion. And it is hoped that all stakeholders will all do our best to ensure that going to the December 7 elections, we have a peaceful exercise conducted.
For the two main political parties, the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party, although the exercise has come to an end, the Commission will have to learn lessons from the challenges it faced during the 23-day period. The chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Jean Mensah, assured that feedback from the political parties would be taken into account.
The parties had the opportunity to make input and to provide their feedback, which is all aimed at ensuring that future registration exercises are even more successful. So, I think the debate was healthy. It was devoid of acrimony and tensions. It was very useful, and the feedback that came from the various parties would be taken on board by the EC even as we prepare for future registration exercises.
According to her, minors who may have gotten onto the register will be removed during the exhibition of the register.
We talk about the issue of minors, the busing of minors to the various registration centers over the 23 days, and the parties all agreed that it was visible. In some places you saw visible minors who were attempting to register. The EC still holds the view, as do the political parties today, that the Ghana card would help to cure the busing of minors and the infiltration of minors onto our register. So we still have the avenue of the exhibition to expunge minors from the system and, from the register.
The Electoral Commission chair dispelled claims that some foreigners had been registered.
I'm yet to receive any report on foreign nationals taking part in the exercise. Of course, I've seen one or two places where some Togolese nationals were arrested. So I'm not sure that, but we haven't received a report where foreign nationals are on the register. In that particular instance where 2 Togolese nationals tried to get on their register, they were arrested and prevented from getting onto the register.
As the voter registration exercise by the Electoral Commission ended yesterday, May 29, 2024, its efforts to engage new young voters face significant challenges. In places like Old Fadama, many young residents, including those eligible to vote, were preoccupied with their daily survival, prioritizing work over registration. A report by me. It's a busy day in Old Fadama. These young men, most of whom have just turned 18, are working tirelessly to earn a living. May 29, 2024 is the last day for the voter registration exercise, but 18-year-old Abdullahi Eliasu remains unbothered.
I don't want to vote. If you just vote for them, if they get their win, they will go and leave you there. They will forget about you. Go and be chilling and forget about you. The time they will vote again, they will come back. They say, I will do this for you, do this for you, do this for you. If you vote them and they win, they will go and leave you again. They will forget about you.
The registration is giving young people a chance to get involved in choosing the next leader. However, Abdullahi Eliasu is unaware of the exercise and is not concerned about registering to vote.
Voting registration exercise. You don't hear before. I don't hear before. Every day I'm struggling to get money. I'm struggling, so every day I'm busy working, so I don't get time to do registering. I don't go any voting work. That's why I concentrate in my work. I'm working.
He spends his entire time here with his colleagues, some of whom are 18 or 19 years old, but have also not enrolled in the registry. Swale Yakubu, on the other hand, has misplaced his voter ID card, but has lost interest in registering for a new one.
The government will not get any help with them, with we. Sometimes here, they plan to sack us for here. But that thing, care, we all be Ghanaians. That's why I don't get straight to go and cut another Ghana card. ID card. Or ID card. So my issue be that. We say, I know if you go and ask different ID card, I feel go. Even self, like, if you do something so and collect them, it get me used, but because of this life we did this time, that's what I no need to go and do one again.
The Electoral Commission has targeted to register over 620,000 people. Despite facing some technical challenges, the Electoral Commission has assured all eligible voters who visited the various centers that they will be registered. For Eliasu, his primary goal is to work to provide for his family.
There's a lot of things to do. One, I will send my father and my mother letter. You see one. They will be there. I will build a house. If they come home, I'll put them inside.
Eligible voters will on December 7, 2024 choose a president and members of parliament. For young men like Abdullahi Eliasu and Swale Yakubu, they remain focused on their daily struggles. For them, the immediate priority is not the ballot box, but the hard work needed to support their families.
The voter registration exercise by the Electoral Commission concludes on Wednesday, May 29, 2024. One of its primary goals is to enroll those who have recently turned 18. However, many residents of Old Fadama have shown little interest in participating, preferring to spend their time working to earn money instead, just as you see in here.
As the nation gears up for the upcoming elections, their stories highlight the diverse challenges and choices facing many citizens in this crucial democratic process. Godwin Asidiba, TV3. National Coordinator of the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, Albert Ahen, says the Commission must prioritize fixing the challenges encountered during the registration exercise ahead of the December 7 elections.
And the EC was advised to maybe, before the exercise even starts, they should run a test to see how the system will work by way of the internet connection. So if, for example, they are relying on one particular network, like the MTN, maybe there might be the need to roll in some other network to augment their effort. But so far, they have taken the advice, and I think I'm sure when we go into the election itself, they will sit down with the company and talk about the shortfalls and then the way forward.
Away from election-related stories, President Akufo-Addo has directed Employment Minister Ignatius Bafo-Awuah to meet with organized labor over the sale of 60% of SSNIT's stake in 4 hotels. This directive was issued after organized labor met President Akufo-Addo over the deal, which has become topical in the countries receiving widespread condemnation. The Member of Parliament for North Tongue constituency, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, who broke the news about the potential sale of the hotels to Agric Minister Brian Acheampong, says President Akufo-Addo must totally abrogate the deal instead of asking for a meeting over it.
The President has the authority to simply instruct his appointees to cancel this transaction, to back off from this deal, which is clearly not in the national interest. That is what we want to hear. The President should not act as though he's one of us, as if he's powerless and asking people to go and have meetings. He has the authority. I mean, he told us that he has cautioned all his appointees that if you want to engage in deals of this nature, you want to do big transactions and make money, stay in the private sector. That's where money is made. Don't come and use my public office and use it for deals that do not benefit the nation. That's what the President told us.
Right.
And this has all the traits, all the characteristics of the assurances the President gave us that he will not tolerate and he will not entertain.
The Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry says it is time for a nationwide civil demonstration to get most abandoned projects completed. Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber, Emmanuel Cherry, says government owes contractors about 15 billion cedis. As a result, contractors have abandoned work and financial instructions which they owe. Institutions, I beg your pardon, which they owe, have also begun to seize their assets. Evelyn Tingma has more in the floor report.
Emmanuel Cherry says the non-payment has forced many contractors to abandon their project sites, leaving numerous government projects unfinished. The Teshinungwa Road, the Abose Okai Interchange, the Kwabena Brekusu Road, and some Agenda 111 are some projects that have been abandoned due to government indebtedness to contractors.
Contractor goes and take money against that, thinking that immediately finished, if it's road, within 91 days, the client or the government will pay so that he can pay the bank and continue the project. Contractor has finished that 15%, 10% or 20% that is stated in the contract. Government is supposed to pay within 91 days. 91 days now has traveled to 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, still counting. One certificate has not been honored. If you happens to be a bank, will you continue with this kind of clients? So that is what the challenge is. So because of us, more banks or financial institutions are suffering because our monies too are very huge.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber of Construction Industry says financial institutions have begun seizing the assets of their members, which were used as collateral for loans to facilitate the execution of the projects. He says government owes contractors to the tune of 15 billion cedis.
We've got fund, 600 to 800 million Ghana cedis. Road fund, 6 billion plus. With Cocoa Board, it was 4.4 billion. But 1 billion has been paid, so it's now left with 3.4 billion. GOG, that is also 5 billion plus. So put all together is over 15 billion Ghana cedis. So if government now through the Ministry of Finance is telling us that he has paid 49 billion, it should come and show proof.
Unemployment, he added, has also increased because construction workers have been rendered redundant. The Construction Chamber CEO says the Finance Minister's statement that 49 billion cedis have been paid to contractors cannot be true.
Today, most contractors are not on site because government is indebted to most of the contractors. It's only a few of them that are, on site working. Even those on site, their staff strength has been reduced. So the staff strength that they're supposed to have to work with the speed, they are not getting that speed. The president came out that is going to use 18 months to finish it. How many months are we now?
He called for a nationwide civil demonstration to demand government to provide the needed resources for development. Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News, Accra.
You're still tuning to the morning news here on TV3 with me, Godwin Asidiba. The flag bearer of the NDC has outlined plans to create a new administrative city outside the Greater Accra region to cater for government services. There has been congestion in the capital that has affected business growth and smooth delivery of government services in recent time, despite the country's decentralization policy. Meeting the European Union ambassador and the EU Chamber of Commerce, John Mahama says his next administration will start a plan to design the feasibility work for the possible 20-year achievement. There's more.
We will start a feasibility study and a plan to build a new city. Accra is getting gridlocked. The time has come for us to move some parts of the government services out of Accra. Accra will continue to be the capital, but we'll move part of it outside. There's land on the Accra Plains, there's land on the other bank of the Volta Lake and all that. Already we're going to have a port terminal at Mpakadan to move cargo to the northern part of the country. There's a lot of land there. And so we can move some of the ministries, agencies and departments out of the city so that we decongest Accra. Because Accra has expanded to its limits. The way it is going, if we're not careful, it will be difficult to continue to manage it as a viable city. And so we'll start the plan and the design and the feasibility. I believe that this will be a project that will take maybe 20 years to fulfill, but we need to start somewhere. And so we'll start, others will come and continue from where we leave off.
Well, grab your passports, let's go to Morocco. Africa is making inroads in its quest to advance the continent's digital future. Leaders have, however, been encouraged to invest in digital infrastructure and also empower its youth in finding lasting solutions to challenges bedeviling the continent through technology and the age of artificial intelligence. George Quaining is at the GITEX Africa 2024, which is currently underway in Marrakesh, Morocco.
The world's tech has gathered in Marrakesh, Morocco for what is described now as the largest tech showcase and knowledge-sharing event in Africa to revolutionize Africa's digital future. For a continent that is poised to make an impact in the digital space, gatherings like this is very crucial to tap bright minds, innovative thinkers, and also foster collaborations and partnerships. This has renewed the urgency for government and private sector leaderships to accelerate outcomes in collaborative policies and digital infrastructure development. The second edition of GITEX Africa is offering another opportunity to strengthen and support efforts in digital transformation across Africa and promote ambitious ecosystems to enhance competitiveness. What has now become Africa's largest tech and startup event is creating this year's largest gathering of public and private sector leaders, tech experts, academia, investors and startup founders from over 130 countries to explore and keep pace with the rapid rise of technologies across societies and businesses. Artificial intelligence has the potential to contribute in excess of $1.2 trillion to Africa's economy, representing a 5.3% increase in the continent's GDP by 2030. And now the million-dollar question is, are we ready? And can we even pursue uncharted territories of AI?
In my view, can only basically amplify those opportunities and make sure that this African youth that is yearning for better quality of life, better education, better standards of living in general will leverage AI to the benefit of the country.
I would strongly recommend looking into countries that may be further ahead, seeing what good practice is there, perhaps lifting and shifting what might work and what might not. Collaboration is going to be absolutely key.
Losing jobs is a myth. Africa needs AI to improve their business efficiencies, number one. Once the infrastructure in Africa is ready, we have 5G, we have telecoms, then AI will get probably to that point where we'll see some, we don't call it losing job, we call it readjustments.
When we talk about it, we have to talk about it with a lot of caution. And money shouldn't be the main factor as to embracing a technology. We have to look at the pros and cons and then also see what kind of regulations can be implemented.
There are funding opportunities for over 700 innovative startups from over 45 countries. Summits in future banking and finance will also help chart the course for Africa's fintech revolution. With weekly cyber attacks in Africa increasing by 23%, experts are poised to offer solutions and insights to check the menace.
Hopefully, the outcome of GITEX Africa 2024 through partnerships, collaborations, MOUs, and startup funding will go a long way to maximize Africa's digital prosperity. George Quenin, TV3 News, Marrakesh, Morocco.
It's always a pleasure coming your way with the world of news. But however, this is how we end the morning news here on TV3. My name is Godwin Asideba. For more news updates, kindly log on to